literally texting Kim Kardashian. I was extremely nervous.
Through that slow journey, you've obviously experienced creator burnout.
For sure.
How do you get
All
around
the time.
that?
Feeling it right now. I never did any of that. Like
Right.
I never paid for a follower or anything like that because I knew in the future that would hurt me.
You don't have to answer it, but like, what was your like biggest brand deal that you were like, holy shit?
Probably Celsius. That hurt. That stung when it went away. It was like a bigger deal.
Wow.
Like for the whole. Dude, I feel like I'm on the Tonight Show. I got water and everything.
Dude, yeah. That's pristine water right there.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
All right, we're recording.
Yeah,
We're doing
I think
it?
so. Yeah.
All right.
So, if people that don't know you, like obviously you're a pro skimboarder, wakeboarder. Like, how would you introduce like what you're up to right now?
Man, I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure that out. I feel like it's been a very drawn out transition period in my life, but still skimming, doing a lot of wake surf stuff. Kind of got my hands in some business ventures where I think a lot of my like focus and motivation is in right now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What type of business adventures?
I've invested in a couple things. Like a snack bar company, vitamin bar, but I just like a year ago I started the Marshwater beverage. So it's a vodka tea, vodka lemonade.
Whoa.
Yeah, and we're specifically branding and launching where I'm from in Georgia and South Carolina. So
Jeez.
coastal Georgia, South Carolina, and then we're actually going to be in Tennessee too because we got a really good distributor there. But we're going to start kind of regionally, small in that area, and hopefully grow from there.
Yeah.
But I've been kind of building that on my own with a really great team, and so I think that's where a lot of my focus has been on.
That's rad. So like it's hard for a person to like think of an idea and then think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Start a business like your vitamin bar essentially. So like where do you go or how do you start a business when someone doesn't have that experience or like networking?
Yeah.
Where they're like they have this idea, they're really passionate about it, and then like how did you do it?
Man, I had zero interest in starting a alcohol brand, but the idea just kind of like I saw like an opportunity and gap in the market, and then the name was available, and it was just too like all the stars were aligning. Where it was just like one of those things where you look back and you're like, oh yeah, I had that idea, and now somebody else did it.
Yeah.
And I've had that happen before, and so now I've kind of learned my lesson. And if you have one of those ideas, you just gotta go for it.
Or someone else is gonna take it.
It doesn't happen often that like those like moments of inspiration hit. So like to me, that's like a gift from the universe, So if you get that, you gotta take advantage, and that's kind of what I did with the Marshwater thing. And I didn't know the first thing about starting this kind of business, but luckily, like I knew a couple of the right people that know about the business and distro and that world, and so that's very helpful.
Does it take a lot of work to test the product and get it to exactly how you want it?
Yeah, I mean, that was a new process for me too. I was like, where do I start with this? I actually went to like a formulation, like a drink formulation lab up in LA, and it actually was like easier than I thought because I wasn't like reinventing the wheel, It like the hard tea like category is definitely new over the past year and a half in like low calorie vodka form. Like everybody knows Twisted Tea and that's
June Shine type of stuff.
June Shine's like hard kombucha, which I'm a founding ambassador of. So hopefully that still keeps crushing it.
Nice.
But yeah, so I was just like kind of just doing the formulation, and I know I wanted it to be as good as like the two biggest players in the industry, which is like Sun Cruiser and Surfside. Yeah. So yeah, just started from scratch, and yeah, it's been like a lot has happened over the past year with that, but it's just figuring it out, you know. And
do you have a certain business that's like your baby? You feel
that
like?
I would feel like that one is right now.
Yeah.
Like Vitamin Bar, I was more of like an investor and co-founder of that, and my partner Zach is kind of more on the operations. It's more like a business he started, and I kind of came in and try to connect some dots. But this is like definitely something that has like a deeper meaning beyond just a product. It's like built around the lifestyle and community that I grew up in coastal Georgia, and uh, yeah, so I'm really excited about that.
So do you feel like you're more gravitating towards like promoting your own businesses now versus like partnering with other brands, or how
Uh,
do you like draw that line?
I mean, yeah, I mean, you're not going to create like a business for every category. So you got to have the sponsors as an athlete, you
Yeah.
know, an influencer on social media. But that's definitely the bread and butter. But I would definitely encourage any person that is an athlete or social media presence to put energy into their own. That's like more long term, you know, because a
Yeah.
contract can always just disappear,
Yeah.
or some brands won't even, you know, honor the entire contract. I've had that happen.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah.
And how does the contracts work? Are you usually on like a yearly basis or like 3 years?
It just depends on the category. Yeah, I think just depends on the brand and where you are in that industry. So it could be sometimes people just have like little campaigns they want to use you for. It's like a 3 month thing.
Yeah.
Or sometimes just like a post deal, right? I try to stay away from. I've always tried to be like really careful, like to not be like a big walking billboard on social media. So there's like a lot of times that when the brand deals and social media was kind of more on like
A rise.
a rise, I was like able to kind of turn down a lot of stuff that just didn't feel authentic to me. But I can confidently say that like anything I've ever promoted, like you know, I feel good about promoting. So
That's right.
that's one thing I wanted to stay true to for sure.
Yeah, that's good. And do you feel like when you're negotiating these contracts that do you feel like you're have the higher like position, or do you feel like you're on the more lower position in the negotiation?
I guess it depends. Really where you're at, you know. If you
Yeah.
really need a deal, I mean, if you really really need it, then in your
Depends on
mind
the
you're probably on
analytics.
the lower, right? Yeah, it just depends. It definitely feels better when you feel like you have the leverage in the situation for sure.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times too where you're just like somebody's not offering your value and you just got to walk away from it, and it's like I don't know, can I cuss on this podcast?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah, yeah.
You're like, fuck, I would rather like have something more than nothing, but at the same time I have like standards of value, you know?
Right.
So
That's cool.
yeah, I mean, I think there's been a couple times recently where I was like, God, I need a deal right now, but like actually I can't do this, you know, like for that. Like I know Skylar know how that goes for sure with the filming and photography. So yeah,
So
it's always like this weird,
yeah.
it's a weird world of like trying to sell your value or prove your value and all this stuff, and especially when you're in like a niche industry like skimboarding or action sports, or you're just making like lifestyle content on social media. It's like it's not like a traditional sport where you're just like, all right, you got a $10 million contract, you know?
Yeah, from Nike.
Yeah, or from like a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that like transition from going basically on the world tour on skimboarding, making like $2,000 if you won the contest, to that transition from making content? Like when was that? When was the start of like, oh, I can actually project myself into a career now? Because
It's been a really slow progress for me. I think when I was able to kind of take that leap of faith, I was living really simple. So, and cost of living was little bit lower here in Dana Point. So it was just like a gradual build. It was almost like as my social media built like higher numbers, I just kind of felt more comfortable with like leveraging that more. And it was like right at the beginning of the social media growth. And that's probably one of the things I'm most grateful for, is that I saw it early.
mm-hmm.
And I got a lot of hate in the community for it. I know I did, like, but it, to me, like, growing the social media it was like zero ego involved. It was just like, this is the only way that I see building a platform for this sport right now. And I started figuring out that like creating creative videos and making stuff go viral and kind of like learning how social media worked, like that was growing the numbers. And it's just like a never ending learning process too. It's like even today I'm still figuring out, you know, like I just had a conversation the other day with another skimboarder, actually kind of asking similar questions that you're asking. And I got into like the social media conversation, and just like, I would give anything to go back to like half of what the amount of followers I have now, like, because like my engagement was like 10 times better. So it's just like this never ending like wave that you're riding with that world, and it's exhausting. Because at the end of the day, you just want to see you want the people who chose to follow you to see your content, but then you're at the mercy of this, like the algorithm gods, you know? So, yeah, just to go back on your question of like, when was I able to kind of take that step to make a career? It's just been like a really slow, long growth process. Like there was never a moment that I just like blew up. It was just like slowly grinding like higher and higher audience numbers, and trying to pump out content that I feel good about. And
yeah. And through that slow journey, you've obviously experienced creator burnout, like every creator.
Oh yeah, for sure.
How do you get
all
around that?
Feeling it right now, and I will next week. It's just like it happens more and more the more time goes on. And also like, I think it happens more for me when I feel like less rewarded on like engagement and stuff like that. So it's just like, it's brutal, man. Like, especially when I've done everything right. Like I remember like I had all these like values where I was like trying to, you know, abide by, as far as like, you know, not doing any ads on my Instagram, not like I remember when social media started, like people would sign up for these like third-party apps to try to get like more engagement, and I never did any of that. Like right. I never paid for a follower or anything like that. Just was because I knew in the future that would hurt me. And then here I did everything right, and then now I'm like, I feel like Instagram is like screwing me over, you know, for doing everything right. But it's just like TikTok comes out, and then they have to start competing with that, and then people's attention spans get shorter, and they realize that like reaction content's doing better than just like what we grew up on, which is like just sick clips, right?
Right.
So you have to just constantly like wiggle your way through this, like, and at the end of the day, I just like, sometimes I'm just like, I'm just going to post what I want to post.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to get like less picky about what I post too, because I used to be like very particular about what I post, and now I'm just like, you know, I'll have like, I'll find people liking stuff that I'm like, oh, I wasn't even going to post that. And then people thought it was like really engaging or cool, you know? So it's like
the dumbest crap goes good too sometimes.
Yeah, I always joke about that. I'm like, man, me eating shit like got 1 million views, and me like getting this really sick barrel that day got like nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think it's hard as a creator to navigate through that like cycle of different algorithms, and when a platform goes bigger than the other, like when TikTok came out, because then you have to almost change your content to accommodate the viewers and that platform.
Yeah.
So then you can almost like lose your sense of like purpose or passion in your own hobby or whatever you're making content about.
You get burnt out.
And then you're like, what the hell am I going to do?
And that's kind of like one of the things like that was like a big thing to me in making a living doing what I love in the first place. Is like I knew it was going to be a long journey, and if I didn't enjoy doing the process, like I wouldn't push through like all those discouraging moments and burnouts and stuff like that.
100%.
And so that, if you're not making content, that if your career revolves around content and you're not doing something that is true to you or that you enjoy doing, then you're never going to be sustainable with that. It's not going to feel like you're making a living, doing something fun. You know?
Have you had a problem with mixing the business with your hobby? As in like, you can't go down to the beach and enjoy a nice Sunday now, and now you have to like go and film content while you're trying to do that?
No, I mean, I still like love to go catch waves whether there's a camera or not. It's just like if there's a camera not there, now I'm thinking like, damn, this is a missed opportunity, you know,
right,
for like making content.
Yeah.
So that's the only like thing I feel about that.
There's
But
always that 50-year-old dad that gets the picture.
it's all you
at
need,
the
man.
worst time.
And you know what? Sorry to say it, Skylar, but that iPhone clip's going to perform way better than the 120 frames per second. I tell Connor all the time, like, dude, you're shooting with this like Sony freaking $4,000 camera, and for some reason the iPhone clips just like crush.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
And how has your experience been with long form content versus short form? Because I think skimboarding and
Man, it's been a struggle for me. I think, and I'm like trying to figure all this stuff out, but I think like the when shorts came out for YouTube, it totally screwed my like viewer retention or something. So like
totally.
sometimes a long form video does good and sometimes it doesn't. And I like invested a lot of money in paying filmers for probably 5 or 6 years just to like basically invest into making like a successful YouTube channel. And we were doing a lot of long form content and trying to figure out what did well. But like as people started following me for these like shorts, I think it like messed up like the long form. So I kind of stopped putting as much attention to long form YouTube content just because it's a lot of work and it's not something I'm super like passionate about, you know?
It's a lot of work to go to a place like Cabo, film, like fly a filmer out, get the best content you can, come home, package it all together, and like even just coming up with the title and thumbnail should take like more than an hour based on the competition nowadays.
Totally, like just the upload process.
Yeah.
But like I'm not like I've always had a hard time like doing selfie talking, you know, like if someone puts a camera on me, I can talk to the camera, no problem. But like, I always feel weird about like talking to a camera, you know, like even today, like, and then sometimes it's easy and I kind of enjoy doing it. Like, but I feel like I enjoy doing it more when I'm like being stupid or funny. Yeah. But like to do like authentic vlogging, like I'm not the best vlogger.
What's your best, like what's your bread and butter to your content, or like what do you enjoy filming the most?
I mean, just filming what I do. Like skimboarding is probably my favorite thing to film, you know, because like then I'm like, if there's a camera, then I'm like, it almost pushes me to get more creative with whatever I'm gonna do on the wave.
Yeah.
Because then I'm like, oh shit, I might get like, if I do something new or something different, like I'll have it captured, you know. But if I'm out there by myself, I'm just like, I'm not trying to train for like contests anymore. So I'm just like, I could literally just hit this wave and just cruise on it and be stoked, you know?
So with the contest thing, how has your like journey been being on the tour for so long, then like kind of escaping the tour, doing content? And are you like kind of bitter towards it because you see these like pro surfers have all these, you know, they're meditating, they get all these personal trainers, you know, like they got everything. And here we are just like, you know, spare change.
Yeah.
And skimboarding.
Must be nice to just meditate through a tag horror contract. You know, just like, yes. All I got to focus. I mean, dude, that's all I would have loved to have just like only been able to focus on skimboarding and not have to get like creative with how I like earn a living from it, you know, because like the year I won the tour, I was like working full time with Frankie and Patty Mac at a bar and plumbing part time, you know? So it was like, once I took that leap, it was like zero backup plan, you know, like my dad was in Asia at the time. My mom's a nurse. Like there's no freaking money coming from outside if I fuck up. So like, it was a serious leap of faith, like, you know, and I kind of in my head, I was like, I'm going to do it for at least like a year so I could like die happy saying like I did this for a year, you know? Yeah. And then that was like the moment where, I haven't looked back since. And it's not like all rainbows and butterflies. It's just like very up and down, you know?
Not at all.
Yeah. That's why like I'm putting energy into like investing into other things to try to like seamlessly transition that. Because I have like a grander vision of success for myself than just like staying in this like social media grind for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Was it hard or how did you get into the wake surfing? And then I feel like that from an outside perspective, that provided you more of a career, correct?
It was not more of a career. A lot of people think that because like wake surfing has like boats and people with money to buy boats and stuff like that. But it was really just supplemental. It wasn't like it was like more of a career opportunity at all. I mean, the contest, yeah, there were some big contests that paid a lot, but I didn't even go into it like to compete. Like I literally went into it as like full creativity. Like I purposely wanted to like I had expended so much competitive energy to like win skimboarding contests and check off all the things I wanted to do in skimboarding that like the last thing I wanted to do is like go through that again in another sport, you know?
Yeah.
And I actually did like a few contests for wake surfing, but it was more just to kind of like learn about the community and not feel like I was just like using the sport. You know, I wanted to kind of like, you know, check out what a contest vibe is and like meet people in the industry and stuff. And but I learned really quick that like wake surfing contests were not for me. You know,
Why?
it was just like one, like especially back then, it's just a different vibe. You know, like lake vibe. And then two, it was just like a lot of travel for like riding behind a boat for like a minute and a half.
Right.
And then I'm drinking and eating like shit and traveling, and it's like, damn, I just spent 3 or 4 days to ride for 2 minutes when I'm used to like running my ass off for 3 or 4 hours skimboarding. You know,
Right.
like it was just like that ain't what I want to do. You know.
So you tried a couple contests, and how did those go?
I did pretty good in a couple. I never got first in one, but I got second, and then I got third in like a pretty big one. And then totally blew it on a couple, you know, you're like all nervous. It was just different, you know? And at the time, like everybody was like looking at me because I kind of came out of nowhere, like with these viral videos, like in wake surfing. Like I went from being like nobody knowing about me to like being the most known guy in the sport because of social media in like a matter of like 3 months. It was really weird.
Wow. How different is it riding behind a boat than like skimming or surfing a wave based on like that way, because the ocean has a current?
Oh yeah,
it's
totally.
Yeah,
like you're moving kind of with the wave like in the ocean, but like the boat's kind of like this, like it's like almost like a wave meets like a flow rider kind of thing, you know? Like it looks like the most common thing I see when I take like skimboarders or surfers out behind the boat, like they do exactly what I was doing when I first got behind a boat. You see how fast the water's moving, so you feel like you have to like move your body real fast to catch up. But it's actually like the opposite. You can be super like still and just be like, it's just like a little different, more like treadmill effect behind a boat than it is like on a wave. So it's kind of adapting to that. And then you start to, I totally was like hating and making fun of wake surfers for getting like all particular about their boat wakes and like their speeds and stuff.
Really?
For the first year. I was like, this is so lame, dude. Like, let me get 11.3 at like this tab. And then now I'm like that guy that's like, well, how fast are we going? This wave doesn't feel right, you know?
Yeah.
So now
funny.
like I totally get it. Like this is that like, it makes sense though. Like this is their sport. So they want to like, they can dial in that wave how they want it. And now you can, like, you can go a little faster and that makes the wave a little like firmer and flatter if you want to like do a little bit more of like like 5 shoves or like more spinny tricks. You get like more firmness in the wave to pop a trick. Compared if it's slower, like it's shorter and then like a little bit softer wave. It's really interesting how like changing the speed by like 0.2 miles per hour will like drastically change a wave.
And the slower, it also makes it more steeper, right?
Yeah.
So what are you gonna, what trick? So you're basically telling the driver like, I want to go faster during a contest, or is it the same?
I feel like guys who are riding like skims in a contest are probably going at a faster speed because it just makes like the landing area way safer if it's more sloped out and not so steep.
Right.
For me, like to have like maximum fun, I like a steeper wave. You know, it's just like you get more, you just feel like you're on a wave more.
Right.
But if I'm going to go for like a 5 shove, I actually do want to go faster because when the wave's a little firmer, I can just get like more pop, like, or more like pressure off the flick.
Right.
You know?
That's interesting. So I saw a long time ago, I saw that interview with Adam Hayward that you did like 10 years ago. And you're talking about
is in my backyard, like in Dana
Yeah.
Point. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I think I came across that like a while ago, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I was
This
like,
is hard
holy
to-
shit,
This
too.
is hard to watch.
Yeah. And it was interesting because I didn't do so hot in the contest, and for some reason I had like a better experience like competing in a different sport than skimming. Like I played basketball my whole life, and I was more competitive in basketball than skimming. And I think it's because like you're around the ocean maybe, and you got a little bit. I mean, I don't even know the
Do
reason
you think
why.
it could have been because you had like the support of your team too? Like you kind of felt like fired up by like having a little bit of like a support system?
Maybe, yeah.
Because I feel like that's like the hardest thing about like solo sports is like you're just once you go in it, you're on your own.
Right.
And then you're like battling like head to head.
Yeah. So funny enough, you were like, I need a sports psychiatrist because I'm not winning any contests in that interview like
I
10
said
years
that?
ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
And then later on, you saw a sports psychiatrist, correct?
I had like a I would have loved to have talked to her more because like I felt like it was this, but that was way beyond my contest years when that one thing
Oh.
that came around recently.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was like way beyond my my competing years, but I
So-
would have loved to have seen like I would have been super down for that.
So that didn't help you when you started winning the tour?
No, the only thing, and I'm not like, I've even kind of like totally like denied this in my head, but then like came back around to what maybe helped me was like I did a lot of yoga. So that was when like Joss from EcoSteel was like he had hitplayyoga.com.
Okay.
And Joss is always trying to support skimboarding. He sponsors a Cabo contest still when he's going to get nothing out of it. You know, he just loves the support. And I remember he was getting involved with skimming and he sponsored me a little bit. And we were doing yoga at his house like 4 times a week. And then I was like getting really into the yoga thing. And I think it really helped me to like not get so like in my head and just like control my breathing and just get really centered and like take my time and choosing waves. And that was like the game changer for me is just like being really calm and like choosing my waves and like trying to get myself in the mentality of like a free skim session.
Yeah, I
know.
think it's really difficult because
Super hard.
with any sport, like being a gymnast, maybe like a UFC fighter, you are gonna go into that ring or gonna go skim probably like not even close to how you perform free skimming.
Yeah.
Maybe like 65%. Like you.
Yeah,
lose.
and every now and then you have those heats though where you do like skim as good as you would in a free skim, and you're just like, "Fuck, I wish I could do that every time." You know,
Yeah.
you're like, every wave I got was perfect. That's exactly how I would have skimmed it. You know,
Yeah.
so like it happened more and more like the more comfortable I got with competing, and man, at the time like that 2013 UST, that was like there was a lot of people that were killing it. Like
Right.
you had Perry Pruitt back then and Perry Wells and like, you know, obviously me and Sam were battling it. And he was like, he kind of felt untouchable at the time, you know, he was just so automatic.
Right.
And,
Did you ever feel like you get like like your legs are just jello?
yeah, I mean, I think
and,
like
your
back
limbs
then I
are
was
just like
totally, I mean, I think back then I was like younger and able to kind of push through a little bit and not be as like conscious of what's going on in my body, you know, like now I would approach those moments way differently, but that's the thing about skim contests. You just bake in the sun all day, you know, and you're just on top of being nervous and in your head all day and stuff.
malnourished.
Just like, yeah, exactly. And you can't eat because you're nervous. You know? So you're
Yeah.
just like,
You don't want to overeat a burrito
Yeah,
because then you're like
I was
not
so
light.
malnourished, dude. Oh my God. But yeah, I remember when I won the Vic, because that was the last thing I wanted to do. I was like, I have to win the fucking Vic, dude. Like that was actually before I even knew about the UST when I was younger skimming. Like the Vic was like the holy grail, you
Yeah.
know? And I was like, I got to win that. And then like, talk about disheartening to get all the way to the finals 2 years in a row and blow it, you know?
What happened?
I don't know. I mean, what was the first time? The first time I think I got to the finals was either, I want to say it was with Tim. And I think I was trying, like, he was going for these like kind of small, close to shore liners, and I remember him like watching him like, okay, he's picking up some points, but I'm gonna like stay calm, collected, and just like wait for the good wave because I know that's what I had on him at the time. I was like, I can slide out to these like far, and I was just like kind of being patient, waiting, and I get like midway through the heat, and like none of those waves were coming in, and I was like, fuck, dude, like he's just picking up points on me right now, and like I was anticipating like some sets to roll through or like some like sizable waves, and like nothing ever came in, and he fucking scooped up the win, and he deserved it, you know, like he like went in with a strategy, and that's what won it for him.
I remember that contest. It was like that was like I think the last time I felt like skimming was like at peak competition, where there was so many riders that could win it at one time.
Yeah.
Like 2016, where there was like
Yeah,
Paulo,
it was
Bill, like you, like there was just like this whole
That's how I
lineup.
felt about the tour back then, you know, like 2013.
Yeah.
It just felt like there was 10 guys at every contest that could have won.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, you had like me and Sam, and like Blair was like, you know, he was younger than he is now, but he was still like ripping as hard as like any of us were. And like, yeah, there was just like, I felt like there was like 10, you just never knew who was going to win the contest.
Yeah. Now I think it fickled out to just like top 4 guys. Like,
Yeah, there's like the top 4 or 5 guys that are all killing it, but it's
Right.
like more like, all right, like these 5 guys are gonna, one of these guys are gonna win it,
right.
you know?
And I feel like with that, if the top 4 guys now were competing with in the top 10 lineup that you guys were competing, I feel like they would just kind of
It would
in
be
the
like
shadows
it would be
a
like
little
a
bit.
golf tournament where you really don't know who's gonna win. You know, like that's how it is now. You
Yeah.
got the Scotty Scheffler, the Rorys, but it's like then all of a sudden this guy comes in, he's the leader and he wins, like some guy I've never even heard of. You
Yeah.
know? It's crazy, but that's how it would be if there was like 15 guys that were on the tour. It'd be crazy.
Yeah. And seeing the tour now, how would you? We'll talk about other stuff after this, but seeing the tour now and seeing other sports develop, like the UFC, it was like nothing, and then Dana White came in and
Yeah.
popped it and made it super popular with good media and marketing and good promotions. How would you change the tour with?
I mean, I was
skimming?
thinking that the other day. I was literally at the Enhance Games in Vegas, and like all these. I mean, there's got to be a reason that like these people come in with money, right? There's always like some form of like lucrative opportunity there to like get paid back a return on the investment. But like but as from a viewer perspective, I was just like, God, skimboarding is so much more exciting to watch than this. Like granted, those athletes are top tier humans and they're incredible at what they do. Not downing that, but it's just like the excitement to watch like skimboarding, like all those people in the arena. If they were watching skimboarding, they'd be way more entertained than watching a guy like deadlift like 1,000 pounds.
Right.
You know?
And the views show for it based on social media, obviously, because skimming gets tons of views.
Super bummer, man. Like, yeah, I mean, I hope maybe one day still, like, and that's one thing that I would love to do. Like, when I made a shit ton of money one day is, like, come in and just be like, all right, I'm fucking giving this a shot. Like, come in and, like, try to make the tour freaking awesome for, like, a year.
Yeah.
You know? Just, like, even just to do, like, a true pilot for, like, maybe some sort of Dana White or somebody to come in and, like, make it a legit thing.
How would you set it all up with? Would you do one guy versus another and just have a 10, like kind of how the UFC does it?
I think it's a good like setup how it's been. I don't know what it's like right now, to be honest with you, but I remember it was like, you'd start the preliminaries with like 3 or 4 man heats, kind of chip away till you get like the quarterfinals, and then it's like man on man after that, kind of like that.
I think I would set it up with how the UFC does it with matchups.
Oh, interesting.
And do like 10 riders and just do one like big event with, the lower, not like lower level guys, and then you have like the main event to like,
That's really
like you
interesting.
versus a super top guy, whoever that is. Like
Yeah,
Lucas
and I don't
or
even know
something.
exactly how the UFC does it, like before those like giant main events. Like the normal fights that aren't for titles. Like I don't know how it is, but you would win like so many, and that would qualify you for like a main event or something.
Yeah, I'm not really.
That's an interesting thought, though. That could be cool, and it would also like downsize the amount of like structure needed for. Because I've always said like trying to put like do this whole family event where it's like amateurs and pros, and you're trying to like make this pro tour, but it's like wrapped up into this like family reunion of like kids, skimming and stuff, which is great. We need that, but at the same time, like you can't wrap like if you really want to do a real professional event, you can't put pros. You can't try to put an event with pros and amateurs. It just can't be done.
Yeah, I think the hype around matching the matchups would be easier on the viewer and like more easier to promote and build hype around versus like the WSL watching a live stream for, watching all these pro surfers surf for an hour. It's kind of like an ice, like it's 30-minute heats. Like no one's going to watch. Like I can't even watch through any surfing live streams or anything like that.
No, I mean, I honestly don't. I agree with you on that. I don't really sit there and watch surf contests.
And we're surfers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't. People are like, "Oh, did you watch the?" I'm like, "Nah, I probably watched the golf tournament though."
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really watch like a lot. Like it's hard for me to sit down and watch sports in general, unless like a Sunday and it just gives me an excuse to do nothing. But yeah, I don't find myself watching live stream surf contests, to be honest with you. I mean, I have, but yeah, I agree. It's not like super. It's more engaging when it does get down to like the finals and stuff.
Yeah, with like John versus Kelly or something.
Yeah, or whoever.
Gabriel.
Like at the Chopu's going off. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's definitely sick to watch that. And they get the best conditions.
Yeah. I got a good question for you. So if you weren't skimming or surfing, what do you think you were like in an alternate universe?
Yeah.
What sport do you think you'd be like best at? Or
I think I would have gotten like sports. I mean, I know sports that I wish I would have got involved with. Like I used to hate everything about golf when I was younger, and now I'm obsessed. So I wish I would have liked it a lot more back when I lived in Georgia. I was like super into like backflips and stuff. Like before I got into like, got really heavy into action sports. So I probably would have did something around like that and then getting into stunt work or something. Probably would have been what I did.
Probably made more.
I would have been.
10 times more the money
in
golf
100%.
And being a stunt man.
If I would have just kept with it, like the stuff I was doing in 4th grade, like on patches of grass, like was ridiculous. Like I remember our 4th or 5th grade gym teacher was like, she started, there's like a little crew of us that were so good at just doing backflips and like tumbling antics that she actually made a tumbling class that we would go do like during halftime of the high school football games and stuff. We were doing like full twists and stuff. And like
full twists?
Yeah, I was literally doing full twists in 4th and 5th grade.
Whoa.
All self-taught. And it was me and one other like white kid in the group, and then that kid ended up going to the Olympic trials.
And what happened with you?
He's skimboarder, dude. Yeah, still trying to figure that one out. That's a soft subject. But yeah, I think I followed him on Instagram. I haven't seen his stuff, but he's like full like ring kind of gymnast guy,
oh, really?
And then the other guys, I don't even know. But
so you think like parkour or maybe golf?
Yeah, basically? Probably got really good at like doing backflips and then like wanting to get into like stunt movie work or something.
Yeah, that'd be rad.
Yeah, I just fought, like, I don't know, like I've always kind of enjoyed like taking falls and like rolling out of it,
Yeah. So I want to switch subjects here with the celebrity surf series that you started.
Yeah.
You got some like amazing guests that you've hosted with like crazy DJs like Diplo and stuff like that.
Yep.
Even like Kim Kardashian. Like
we didn't film an episode with her, but that was sick.
What happened there?
Well, I just wanted to like get her on the boat and like build a relationship on that one. I wasn't gonna be like, hey, can I show up with 2 cameras and film you? Like,
yeah.
I was just like, holy shit, we actually are about to have Kim Kardashian on the boat. This is insane.
So how does that come about, or how do you contacting her?
I was up. I've been going up to this like property up in Idaho that she has a place at, and just kind of through the network there. Like I knew like she was up there, and I was like, man, that would be a dream. And always trying to like figure out how we can get people on. And
like she goes on a boat there or something.
This one guy that does like some stuff up there, he's close with her, does like some like property sales, we'll call it, or something, and he just kind of connected us. Like she actually ate breakfast with me like this one morning, her and like two of the other Kardashians, and they were like right next to me. I was like, holy shit, she's here. Like this would be sick if we can get her, because I've seen her try wake surfing before, and she never dropped the rope, and it was all over TMZ and shit. So I was like, man, that would be insane to like. So it was random. We were at like this one little bar that's on the property late at night, and this guy that I had talked to before, he tried to link me up with her the year before, but she had a shoulder issue. She had to get like surgery or something. So she's like, I want to, but I can't. And so I didn't know if he was being for real or not, but then I heard she had shoulder things. So I was like, oh, okay, he was legit. So a year later, he just like came up to me at that bar. He's like, oh, dude, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. I'm so-and-so. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're the one that was trying to connect me with Kim. I was like, I actually saw she's here. He's like, I'll connect you guys if you want. And I was like, okay, hell yeah. And then so he actually just put us in a group text. So I was like literally texting Kim Kardashian. And I was like, and she's like, I'm actually leaving today. And I was like, damn. But she's like, but I'll be back Tuesday. Will you still be here? And I think it was like Saturday morning or Saturday night. She's leaving the next day.
How long did you think of what to say on that first text? Were you like...
I was like, I don't know, man. I was just like, I didn't want to be that. I didn't want to like overthink it, Right. I was just like, cool. I was just trying to, I was like, at this point, it's either going to happen or it's not,
Yeah.
But I was supposed to leave the next day too. And she was like, but I'm coming back Tuesday. Will you be here? And I was like, yeah, I'll be here. I was like, extending the flight. I'm about to figure out a way to stay for 2 or 3 more days.
Right.
So I stayed, and yeah, we went out, and I was like so freaking nervous, dude.
Where'd you guys go out, in Idaho?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Coeur d'Alene. I was extremely nervous. I was like, Zach, my partner of Vitamin Bar, was with me, and like I was like, damn, should we take a shot? Like before I was like, no, I was like, it's not often you get to feel that nervous about something. So I was like, I want to feel this, like, and get through it,
Yeah, and not say a wrong joke because your frontal cortex
just
shut off from a shot.
Dude. I'm the king of saying the wrong shit. Like, that's a problem. I'm trying to have a better filter these days. But
well, so what was she like actually like for a person that like is just listening?
Super cool. Yeah, she had like 2 friends, like a couple, and then like her best friend that and they were all really easy to talk to, and it made it really chill. Yeah, it wasn't weird at all.
Was there anything interesting? Like they brought like special like drinks that they want, or like being...
No, she had just come from the gym, so she's like straight from the gym to like the boat, and she's like, I really want to like drop the rope this time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I got you. And then like I was like in my head, I'm like, fuck, I hope these guys have the right board, because that's a big part of it,
Yeah.
And they had this big freaking board, and I was like, didn't look ideal, but it actually ended up being perfect. And yeah, she dropped the rope first try.
Wow.
It was sick. Yeah, and like I was like super nervous about like doing my little wake surf run, because it was kind of wavy and choppy out there, and that can make you fall in like something stupid. So I was like super stiff and like careful, and I just want to be like, because I was like, she doesn't really know who I am, so I was like, I want to like at least ride good enough to where she like knows that I can do cool stuff, and she trusts me with teaching her and stuff. But I also didn't want to like go like try to do like a 5 shove and fall and then keep falling,
Yeah.
So like it was perfect. I did like a little skim run, did a little foil run. She posted me on her story, and then we got her back there, and then I was like nervous again. I was like, damn, I don't want to be the guy that like fucking hurts Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
I definitely can't afford a lawsuit. So
yeah. Or a mugshot.
Yeah, or a mugshot. It was crazy, but like yeah, she dropped the rope first try, and I was like, I gotta get a shot like going doubles with her. And then we did that whole thing, and it was sick. my skimboard did get like right next to her Achilles one time because she like pulled back and I was coming down the wave and I was like I literally saw it like right there. Not that it probably would have done anything, but it was just like it was enough for me to be like, oh my god, I almost fucked up really bad there because I was getting a little like kind of like turny behind her and stuff.
Your contact would have gotten blocked.
Oh, dude. Yeah, one of her 5 phones that she probably has. You know? Because then I texted her afterwards and she would get back to me, you know, like, but it would be like 3 days later.
Yeah, like when you meet someone like that, are you trying to like plan future events, or how does someone like naturally, you know, have that connection? Or like, yeah, what was your plan after that? Or I mean, even meeting with other people too,
would be
like
cool
Diplo.
For her, it would be just cool to like kind of build that relationship and just like, you know,
come on the boat,
just take her wake surfing and get her better. Like I know she has interest in that. I haven't talked to her in a while, but I know like she's just bouncing around all over the place and she's got properties everywhere. So like I'm sure if we linked up at that same spot again, like I could get her on the boat again. I probably wouldn't do like I'd maybe pitch it to her, but I probably wouldn't do like right away try to pitch her on like a Surf Series episode to film her, you know.
And how did you get in contact with your other guests like Diplo and stuff?
Mostly
like this?
Instagram.
Just DMing?
Yeah, a lot of, like some guys like had already followed me and I would notice that. So I'd like reach out to them. I think like I actually did Diplo like years ago in Miami. Like, man, that was a while ago.
Because sometimes when people cold DM, it just goes into the request.
Totally.
Thing,
now I
and
feel
then
like
it's just like a black hole.
It's even harder now, you know. Like I feel like back when I first linked up with Diplo, it was like social media was on the rise, so it was like a little bit easier to like reach out and connect with people. Now it's like super hard.
Yeah. Who was your favorite guest?
I would say my favorite time we had was with Justin Gagey because we literally like he's just a trip and like we went to the casino gambled. He took us to freaking the best restaurants in Vegas, like because he had all the hookups and like you're just walking through the casino and people like Justin Gagey, you know, like, and then we went golfing Shadow Creek in Vegas, which is like the nicest course. Like It's like the most expensive public course in America.
Wow.
It's like $1,200 around, but he got it all comp for us. And then we golfed there straight to this like storage warehouse area that was like completely unmarked, and we like go in there. He actually rushed us out of the last 2 holes. He's like, I gotta go. Like, I'm supposed to train, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, all right, cool. So we're like literally like running through the last 2 holes, like playing speed golf. And we get in the Uber and we just show up at this, like, it looks like a storage, like kind of where Exile is, but like not even as marked as that.
Wow.
And we go up there and like he runs out of the Uber, goes in. So we're like trying to figure out where to put our golf bags. And by the time we go to the front, this lady's like, who are you guys? And we're like, we're with Gagey. We just walked in. She's like, no, you're not. And I was like, no, I swear. Like we literally just got out of the Uber. We got done golfing with him. So we got in. He's already in the ring in the shorts he was golfing in and training one guy and that's fighting the next weekend. Like these guys, because they like want the opportunity to train with like the best,
right,
so that they can like, and they're trying to prove a point. So they're like full force, and he's just like they're just like kind of sparring, you know?
Yeah.
And we walk in, there's like Sean Strickland, like all these like UFC fighters.
No way.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude.
That's
We're like,
sick.
and we didn't even know where we were. We were like, what the hell is going on? And he's already fighting in golf shorts. Like by the time we walked up to the ring. He comes out, he's got blood on his shorts, and I got like footage of all this on my phone.
Wow.
And then he like comes out and he goes another 2 rounds with another guy. And both those guys were fighting the following like weekend or 2 weeks later. So he was like training them. So that was like just the overall experience of that one was really cool.
Yeah, that's rad.
And then I'd say like Bert Kreischer was like probably one of my favorite episodes because like he was probably the first like big name we had on, like as far as like a guy that's been in movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he just had a freaking awesome time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had like the best time ever.
I've seen him on some stuff. He's into like surfing and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he's a bigger dude, you know, but he got up no problem and he had so much fun. Like 2 weeks later, he like wanted to do it again in Vegas and brought Ari Shafir, so we were able to film an episode with him.
Yeah, it's interesting how like these people have their like successful careers, and then they get into these weird hobbies or interests.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about wake surfing is like all these like musicians, athletes, like NASCAR drivers who live on Lake Norman, like they all just wake surf for fun with their family because it's something they can do for fun with the family, and like nobody's really at like risk of injury. You know, like you couldn't do that with wakeboarding back in the day. Like dad who's like 40 or 50 isn't going to go get on a wakeboard. Most of them aren't.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you're going 20 miles an hour, you're strapped in, like it's brutal. But like wake surfing, it's like everybody just loves doing it because you can feel like you're surfing and you have no experience surfing, but you can feel like you're doing it in like 10 minutes if you've never done it.
Yeah, it's nice because you're outside with your family and enjoying like the nice Saturday day with drinking beers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and like everyone's involved, and there's a easy beginning. Like as long as you can get up, you're like stoked, basically.
Yeah. But yeah, Steve-O, Tony Hawk, all those were amazing. And hopefully we got some energy coming this summer for some episodes I'm excited about. It's just like getting people on is like scheduling them is like the hardest part.
How
There's
come?
a lot of people that want to do it or are down. It's just like, all right, like, you know, pinning people down.
Is it because of their lifestyle and like, or is it kind of like a personality trait with like people?
I think people are just like, you know, the boat's here and it's like trying to link up with their schedule. You know, I'm not going to make them, or they're not going to fly out just to go wake surf for a few hours. But
Yeah.
that's why it's cool to do in Vegas. A lot of people end up there. But my boat's in Long Beach now. So like LA is a hub. So we'll probably have some opportunity there.
And you have a boat, you have a boat yourself, correct?
Yeah, so I'm working with Arc Boats. We should go up, dude.
Dude,
Didn't you go?
I could barely throw a
Did you
three
come
shot.
on the Mastercraft in the lagoon one time?
No,
Yeah.
I just been on. I went to this lake up in Slow.
Oh, okay.
I know a general contractor up there that just like whenever I want to go.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I've been like, I'm always down to like take. I just don't go that often, but like now that it's like in Long Beach, like before we were in Lagoon, we always had to like time it up with like high tide because we couldn't go at low tide.
Oh,
But now I can kind of just go whenever I want. So,
that's rad.
but yeah, I'm working with Arc Boats now. It's all electric boat. Stays at the slip in the marina in Long Beach. Super cool little area. And
Do you recommend electric versus gas?
yeah, I mean, what they're doing is insane. They're kind of revolutionizing that whole world, and it makes a lot more sense, mainly for reliability. But then not having to put gas in it, especially right now, is like a big deal.
How is it more reliable?
There's no like internal cooling. There's like way less moving parts. It's literally just like one electric motor to a drive shaft to a propeller, and that's it.
Wow.
But then it has all the technology because they're like a very software heavy company, rather than like these boat companies trying to be futuristic and like adapt to software. Like these guys come from like SpaceX and Boeing, the founders and CEOs do. So like you walk into their manufacturer and it's like a Tesla factory. It's crazy.
Wow.
Like just making the boat is just like a part of the process. Everything else is like electronics and software and like, I mean, I know guys who have bought $500,000 wake surf boats and they live in Canada, and then something goes wrong, and that little 3-month season that they spent that much money to have a boat to wake surf with their family, they can't even use it because the transmission had issues.
Right.
Or like some weird belt snapped or something like that. There's just none of that with electric boat, and it's just as powerful. And yeah,
That's crazy how much.
there's really no downside except not being able to wake surf for like 8 hours straight if you wanted to.
Which is you don't want to because
I mean, I usually go
how
out for
burnt
like
you're
2
gonna
hours.
get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're out like 2 or 3 hours. I'll do like I can wake surf for a long time, but like we're never out that long.
It's tough to stay in the sun. Like you get burnt every time. Probably.
Yeah, and time does go fast on a boat though. Like
It
you'll be
does.
out there for 3 hours and you're like, holy shit, it's been 3 hours. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the electric? That's actually really interesting. So does the electric motor like weigh down more, or
The
does
battery
engine,
helps with weight, but you want weight in a wake surf boat.
Right.
Yeah.
Is a engine more weight, or is a electric engine or motor more weight?
Well, there's probably a lot of weight with like the motor, but I would imagine like a gas engine would be more weight for
Right.
sure, like the engine part of it. But then you have this giant battery, like the entire bottom of the boat's like just a huge battery So
wow. And
gotta
it's so
weigh a
much
lot.
easier
It
to like.
weighs the arc boat weighs more than a 23-foot like Mastercraft by like I think like 900 to 1,000 pounds.
Wow. And it's way easier to use it as like a driver and like push the buttons.
Yeah, I mean all the
stuff like-
boat
or is it
people
the
always
same?
ask me like, what's the best boat? I'm like, it just depends. It's like picking Pepsi or Coke at this point. I always tell people like, go somewhere where there's a dealership near you because you're gonna have issues with that boat no matter what brand it is, and you want to make sure that you can fix it or have a dealer come go work on it.
Yeah.
So I always say, do you live by a Nautique dealership or a Mastercraft dealership? Pick the one you live by.
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to make sure the thing's working. All the waves are great at this point. These guys have spent a ton of money on like wave technology, and you can only make a 2-foot wave so good. But they've over the years they've figured out. Like I got into wake surfing kind of like right in the pinnacle of when they were really starting to make the boats for wake surfing over wakeboarding for the first time. So like I got it, kind of saw the whole journey of that process.
Right.
And but yeah, I would say like that's the benefit of the Arc is like if you have an issue, it's like most likely a software thing that they can fix from the headquarters.
That's rad.
Yeah, like I had some error thing coming up on my boat, and they were like, I texted them, and they were like looking at it, and they're like, oh yeah, we got it figured out. There was like an update or something. Boom,
Jeez.
figured it out.
That's insane.
And if for some reason there's something they can't do, they just like fly a person over to you and fix it.
Wow. It's good that they have that background with Boeing and SpaceX.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff
guy's
that.
like, that's what he said. Like when he was giving us a tour, he's like, we didn't make this boat for like environmental reasons. It was just like a more efficient, better way to make a boat.
Right.
And now they're doing commercial for like the Port of Long Beach for like tugboats.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So with all this like traveling that you're doing, how like what is your favorite place that you've been to?
Right now, my favorite place is Turks and Caicos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite place to like vacation to, or like to see yourself living?
I would ideally love to live there half a year for sure. Yeah. I can surf. I got into kiting when I started going out of there. And kiting is something I can just have fun with and not have like any expectations to perform. And there's lots of like growth in kiteboarding for me because I'm so early on it where I can just like always be entertained by it.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to do like the gnarly shit some of those guys do. It's just like we'll see when I get there.
Yeah.
I just like Turks because the surf is insane, and you have to have a boat to get to it, and it's completely uncrowded.
Yeah.
So like I've had the best days of my life surfing out there. The water is amazing. The dolphins are friendly. The reefs are beautiful. The diving, the fishing, the kiting. I got buddies that have like 4 wakeboard boats on the island, so you can like wake surf. Like you can just do everything.
Wow.
It's like literally feel like I'm in a video game every time I'm out there, and I'm just like I don't want to leave.
That's so sick. I
Yeah.
haven't been there yet.
Just
but-
drinking rum and cokes and get done with it, go kite, and like Drake's out there on a jet ski. You know, it's just crazy, man.
That's so sick.
So yeah, I'd love to live out there. I don't know if I could see myself being out there for like the entire year, but
Just
definitely a dream of mine to get a house like on the specific canal there
Yeah.
for sure.
Is it too like disconnected from society? Is that why?
Yeah, I mean it's like a tiny little island, you know, but it's like a 40-minute flight to Miami or like an hour flight to, hour and a half flight to Atlanta or
Right.
2-hour flight to Atlanta. So it's like, that's what's crazy is like, thank God you have to have a boat to get to the waves and know where to go because it's like 2 hours and you're getting like Indonesia style surf.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's so sick.
I was like, this isn't real, dude. This is crazy. My first couple times going there, I didn't even know there was waves. And then,
I thought it was just
and I
flat.
asked like my buddy did the wake tour. He's like, oh yeah, there's not waves. And I met my buddy Kit, who's like freaking my brother from another mother, but lives out there and he grew up on the island. He's like, dude, it goes off out there. And he's like a semi-pro kiteboarder, and he was just like, are you kidding me, bro? I was like, no, it doesn't. There's no way it gets overhead. He's
Wow.
like, it gets double overhead.
Wow.
And I'm like, what?
We might have to cut this
And I'm like,
segment.
you're talking about those reefs?
We're blowing up the
Yeah.
spot.
You're talking about those reefs. You got to know, though. There's like so many things you got to know. Like you could never just fly there and just hop on a boat and go out.
Right.
But That's why I'm not too worried about it. But at when I first had a session of a lifetime, I was like, I am not telling anybody about this. This is
Right.
like, it was just so dreamy. Just like,
Is there like one reef spot that
yeah,
you're
there's
just like,
I feel like there's got to be so many untapped reefs, but there's one spot in particular that's like super convenient, and that's usually where we ride
wow.
and surf, and that's just, yeah, it's like the dream I always had as a kid that I thought I had to go to like the Mentawais for.
Right.
I'm sure you still get like better quality waves in Indo, but you don't have to fly 36 hours.
There's a mission there,
Yeah.
especially the Mentawais.
I haven't been to Mentawais, but I just know Bali. I've been a couple times to Bali, and it's a mission.
Yeah, I went to Mentawais, and I mean, we were already in Southeast Asia, so we already like were in Bali, and I like pulled my girlfriend, and like we gotta go here.
That's sick, dude.
But it was weird because it's like an island just for surfing, basically.
Yeah.
But it was her favorite island out of all the places we were
Really?
there, because it was how clear the water is insane. I'm sure like Turks and Caicos is similar. And you get like 3 meals a day. It's a little expensive.
Were you on a boat
actually.
the whole time, or at like a surf resort?
They do have boat charters, but I get seasick if it's like super
Yeah.
wavy. If we're like going on a strike mission somewhere and hopping off, I can do.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like the land, and you can just do a homestay for, whatever amount, $80, or you could go like $900 a day for 3 days. Or $900 for 3 days. So you can go like up in increments with
Yeah, I follow all those.
baller
Like,
you wanna get?
Trying to think of like there's like the
Kandui.
hollow, Kandui villas.
That's like the most baller resort.
Yeah, Kandui looks sick. I follow all those on Instagram. I'm just like, one day I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you should. It's a rad spot.
They're sick.
And they just take you out on the boat each day, or every like you get two boat rides or a
Hell
day.
yeah, dude. I mean, I feel like 3 days of that, you'd be good for like 6 months.
Yeah, you can get surfed out pretty easily there. But yeah, it was a pretty sick spot, and yeah, I'm so surprised of how beautiful it was, and I mean, yeah, it was beautiful there. You should go.
I would love to. It's been the dream going like a surf trip like that. I need one bad right now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I wish there was a place you could do that for skimboarding. Where
Yeah.
you like go and you guarantee you're gonna get firing skim.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what Cabo is for us. I feel like.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of feel like there's gonna be some energy if you just somewhat look at the forecast.
Yeah. Mainland is similar, but you have to get a little
Dude,
dirty.
I still
you gotta
haven't
get
been.
dirty there. Like you gotta get like a Jeep. You gotta
Yeah.
freaking go on the beach and go hunt the sandbars and stuff like that.
Yeah. I wish there was a place like that for skimming, man. Or one day, maybe when these wave pools get popping up more, they'll start making like a little section just for skim, or just like a runway where like, because you already take turns on the like catching waves usually, so like if they made a spot where you just like skim right into the wave.
I think. You saw the endless wave pool that Blair skimmed into?
Saw something about
Germany.
that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh wait, was the one he went backside on?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was there with Skylar actually.
That looked like the easiest
It was the
skim
easiest.
entry for a wave pool I've ever seen.
It was the
Yeah.
easiest.
It looked amazing.
The ground was like sandpaper though.
Oh yeah.
They have these like little grit holes, and your toes are getting
Get
all
chewed
scraped
up.
up.
It's better than worried about slipping though.
Yeah,
Because the Kelly Slater wave pool, like that was like my biggest fear was like that last step you're lunging, and your foot just gives out because
Yeah.
it's so slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is the easiest, but it had this little bump coming at you because that initial pulse.
Oh yeah.
So you had to drop your board. The timing was like basically dropping your board on the bump. I feel like there's always this
Always
little thing.
something, yeah.
It's always
because
this
they're
little
not
thing.
designing it for skimboarding, but it would be so easy for them to design one
Yeah.
for skimming. Like I mean, even the Kelly Slater wave pool, like all you have to do is put one little peninsula,
Yeah.
like one little land peninsula, or like I was even thinking when I was at the Switzerland one, I was like, you guys could literally like, those like floating docks that they did on Stab Mag or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they could put something like that like along the pool, and you could just walk onto your skim that way.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of opportunity to like open it up for skimming.
Totally.
For sure.
I just think it's hard because the wave pools essentially are marketing towards people inland or people that can't surf in the ocean, and
Yeah.
skimming is so hard to just pick up.
It is. But I mean, if it made it to where you could like walk onto a wave easier, like I mean, like I've seen so many people who can't really skim and do like a proper wrap at Aliso, but can like skim onto a wedge sider.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
it's like if you can make it easier to where like you can just slide right into the wave, like it might open this whole new like evolution of people learning how to like skimboard. You know.
Yeah. What's your favorite wave pool that you've been to?
Probably the surf ranch for sure.
Why?
It's just like a long wave. That wave is so long, man. And it's like the perfect size and shape for a skimboard. It's so good for it. It's like fast and steep. But I mean, like I haven't even been to Waco or anything. That seems like more of like a normal like rippable wave. So I'd really like to try that. The Switzerland one was really cool, but it's just really short. But there's like a really sick slabby barrel section, but it's just like so like in and out and quick.
Yeah.
But like Slater's like that last barrel section, you can like get so deep on a skimboard.
And go so fast through it, right?
And usually like with a surfboard, if you go too deep, you'll kind of get caught up. But like a skimboard, I feel like as soon as you want to release out of it, the skimboard will just go.
Right.
You know, you can release really quick. So I think like, man, if I had more waves on that wave, like I would have loved to just like, there's so many sections where I'm like, oh, I should have done a 3-shove there and then a big spin. Like it's just, there's like a part of it where it gets soft and rippable where it would just be so fun to have like a skim contest there where like everybody's trying to like throw 3 shoves at critical moments.
Yeah.
And that would be a sick skim contest wave. It would be insane.
Would you have to paddle into it, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think if they did a skim contest, they'd probably just let people like pop off the jet ski.
Yeah.
Because that's how I did a couple of them. I did a couple skim-ons. I've done the skim-on on 2 separate trips, but...
How hard is it?
It's pretty hard. Yeah, and it got harder and harder. So my theory is, as like I think I went 3 years or 2 years in a row, and then like a couple of years later, I got invited again. But I noticed that it started to be like, I feel like it's breaking like the tide's going out. Like it's breaking further out. Like the timing isn't as easy. And it was like during this like whole farmland drought stuff they were having. And I asked the guy, I was like, did they lower the water level by like even a little bit? He's like, oh yeah, they lowered it like 2 inches. That's why I think that the last barrel section isn't like throwing as much.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, dude, I knew it. Because like there's one time where I really struggled to get out to it. I couldn't really get out to it. It was just like too far. But like it wasn't like the first time I was there, it was like it felt like a high tide breaking super close, like it was like right there.
Yeah.
You know?
I think for people listening, it's like a skimboarder's dream wave. Running into that wave and catching it is like peak career.
Oh, dude, it was for me. Like
and then falling on it is like you're
dude.
underwater pulling your hair out.
There's
like,
this one drone, like the old original video of me doing it. I had one try. They told me they were going to give me one try, and that was it. And literally, I studied the terrain and the wave over and over because the way the timing is, I had to start running before the wave even like developed a wave.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was essentially running. I heard the train go, and I saw I was like, when it gets to this little mark,
right,
I have to start running. Otherwise,
right,
by the time I slide out and it forms, I'm going to be late behind it. And if you watch the video, I start running as the train starts like clicking down the thing. And when I'm running towards the water, it's just flat water. And then by the time I get onto my board and start sliding, all of a sudden the wave just goes whoop. Yeah. And it's there. And then I still got to it a little late because I hit it and I was kind of like trying to catch up to it and pump around the foam ball.
Yeah.
So like I literally like went back and I took a video of like the wave with nobody on it. And I was like watching where the train was, like in my head pretending I'm running out. And I was trying to match up like when to run to it because I was like, I can't fuck this up. Like,
yeah.
And then they got mad that I did it and... Like the people know the corporate down in Solana Beach at the time. I think it's new owners now, but they were like, we told them you couldn't do that, blah, blah, blah. Because I called them. I was trying to go about it the right way. Like, hey, I just want to let you guys know I got invited. I thought it'd be super cool. And in my head, I was like, they're going to have no problem with it. And they're like, oh yeah, you want to ride a skimboard or how's that? So they were like, they called me back like a week later, like a day or two before I was supposed to go, and they're like, oh dude, we didn't know you wanted to like run off the side and skim onto it. We absolutely can't have you do that. So they didn't want me to do that.
Because of like you need to attach a
Yeah,
leash
like
to
a
you,
leash
right?
or all kinds of weird stuff. And I was like devastated, dude. It was like at the beginning of the Kelly Slater wave pool days.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And you were the first person.
yeah, and this is before I'd done it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm literally getting the invite to surf this wave pool, and I'm not going to be able to like skim it. And literally I got there, and me and Reed at the time were like, we got to figure out a way to make it happen. And then we started like kind of just being cool with everybody that was there, and everybody, all the lifeguard people, the people running it were super chill.
Yeah.
And like, hey, will you just give me like one shot at like running off the side? And nobody, it was so weird. Like nobody knew what I was talking about. They're like, you want to like skim off the side? Like it was like rocket science or something. I was like, yeah, we just want to like run off the side and skim into one. And they got like all like kind of serious about it, like cleared everybody out of the pool. It was like this whole thing. And freaking nailed it that first try, got on it. And then I guess the corporate was watching like on webcam of like the private event, and they're like, we told him he couldn't do it. But in my head I was like, got the fucking clip.
Yeah.
So and they're like, yeah, he's got to have a leash on a board. So I literally asked the freaking like the handyman guy there, like just had him drill a hole in my skimboard, and I put a leash on it, and then I did a couple step offs off the jet ski.
Yeah, that's
with
rad.
the skimboard. So
You're probably happy even just to ride it with the skim like that.
and
too.
what's crazy is the next time I went, Raymana was there, because he's like the freaking
The jet ski guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Tahitian legend. Like he was there, and he was like, I gotta see you skim out to this. So like anything he says goes. And so like I had them asking me to do it again, basically.
Wow.
And so I got to do it again, and that time was even better. And I even hit one backside. That was pretty cool. And
It's hard to ride backside on a skim on
yeah,
a
you
wave
got to
like
get
that,
on
right?
your rail quick because it's so steep and fast.
Yeah.
But it felt pretty epic. And I would have came out of the video cuts off at the end, but I was in this barrel section, and not to throw the photographer on the rug, he didn't realize I was catching it backside, and he was at the last barrel section.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't even know I was coming. He looked over, he's like, oh shoot, and he like kind of ducked at the last minute. And I was getting so shacked. I was coming out of that backside barrel. Backside barrels are hard to come out of. But I was
Super hard.
so locked in, like, and I had the momentum, and I was fully coming out. And then like his like he like chandeliered the freaking barrel section, and it just completely
Snaked by a photographer.
yeah, dude, it was brutal. But I don't even think that part of the video wasn't even. I think I would have got it on like the Surf Ranch like cameras they have. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to like express how hard it is to catch that wave because the water is flat.
Yeah, no moving.
So it's like trying to skim across this pool, basically, like an actual like backyard pool, which is hard to do.
It's hard, yeah. It's like nothing. It just feels like
Milk.
yeah. When you're used to skimming into like motion, like down a slope into fast water, and then you get like on still water, you're like, you feel like retarded.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah. Your
Yeah.
like powers just go down like 40%. And at the same time, you're like, I trained my whole life for this moment.
Yeah, you're like,
And-
why isn't it going? So that was another worry. I was like, fuck. Like I did a couple practice slides before the wave started, and I was like, damn, I'm not getting out as far as I thought I could, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's just like you said, just dead water. But it was just far enough. Just far enough.
That's rad.
Yeah.
I'm stoked for you. How much will it cost to cut off your hair?
$1 million.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
Right now.
I think I got something like
You got
that.
an investor? $1 million. I always said I'll do it for $1 million.
Really?
Yeah, I'll do it for $1 million.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Why have you gotten a
Tax free, maybe? Yeah.
in real estate?
Yeah, so if it's not tax free, like 1.4.
Yeah. Wow, that's rad. Have you gotten annoyed?
I'm going on the 20-year anniversary right now.
20 years
Yeah.
of dreads?
Yep, this like my birthday this weekend and into June will be 20 years I've had dreads.
Wow.
Yeah.
What have you gone through phases where it's just like super annoying or something?
Yeah, I mean,
Or,
I
like,
go through times where like I kind of would like to like feel it without having dreads, but then I'm just like, okay, now I gotta worry like about freaking haircuts and stuff all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like shaving my face is like
It's my
consistently is
problem,
hard
dude.
enough.
I gotta spend $40 on like every month or something.
Yeah, dude. And then
My
you're
hair
like making
grows,
sure
like-
it looks right, and then
Yeah.
like, what are you gonna do this time? It's like I don't have to think about anything.
Getting a bad haircut too is just the worst.
That's what I'm saying. I think about that stuff. I'm like, I don't even know what I would do. Like I'd have to figure out like a hairstyle or something. You
I
know?
think
Like,
you'd
what's
rock
gonna
a
be
buzz really well.
really
Yeah.
interesting.
I love buzzes.
Yeah, I'd probably still have like some sort of like long hair. I don't even know. I'd probably do a lot of different things. I'd be like, I can do anything now. You know?
That's rad.
Yeah.
I want to go back to when you're at the UFC fight thing. Did you ever have you ever tried to fight or trained or anything like that?
Yeah, I trained like Muay Thai a little bit. I've done some boxing training. I've done jiu-jitsu with guys who are like crazy good, but like I can't say I've trained jiu-jitsu at all. But I've done like a little like MMA, like Muay Thai training mostly.
Yeah.
That's I think I got into for a little bit.
Did you like it, or what was your
Yeah,
experience?
I love it. Like I want to do jiu-jitsu for sure at some point when I can like really like dedicate time to it.
Why jiu-jitsu?
Because I think it's like the ultimate weapon. Yeah,
I
think
agree.
It's the ultimate weapon, and I want to be able to do that, like probably like before I have a kid, or like when I have a kid, I'll definitely learn jujitsu, and then my kid will for sure know jujitsu by the time he's 3.
So you're gonna use jiu-jitsu on your kid?
Yeah, well, me and my kid will be doing jujitsu. I think that just seems like nowadays like it's such a weapon
Yeah.
to have, and I feel like an unarmed dummy not knowing or having that skill for sure.
Yeah, I've tried it, or recently got into it like 2 months ago, and was training with my buddy that knows a lot about it. And it's crazy how more of like I just feel like better as a man almost.
Yeah.
Like, because you know how to throw a proper punch instead of just like swinging
for sure.
something with your arm. It's like all the power is just from your back foot and your hip and everything like that.
Yeah, the striking, when I was doing that, like the Muay Thai and the striking, that was my favorite because it was such like a mental puzzle and game, you know, and like kind of learning how to flow and like connect that with your next move.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that when I was doing that.
But I agree with you, like learning striking, it's like, oh, I feel like once like most of the time in a fight or flight mode, or like in a real life situation, you're probably gonna end up on the ground.
Yeah.
And you need to know like how to do an arm bar or like properly choke someone out.
Yeah,
basically.
there's just so many things you can do. And like it doesn't, like somebody can be bigger or taller or faster, it doesn't even matter. Like it just kind of takes that out of the equation if you can do jiu-jitsu and that guy can't.
Yeah.
Just like get him on the ground and then you're good.
But I would have to say training jiu-jitsu is a lot like grosser.
Yeah, that's why it's kept me away from it. I'm just like, it doesn't look fun at all.
Dude,
like I
it's
just don't
so
want another
gross.
sweaty dude all over me right now. Like
I just did it last night.
I want the like gratification and of like knowing how to do it and learn how to do it. But I just know that's why I'm mentally preparing for when I want to learn how to do it. Cause I'm like, I already know what I'm in for. Like I've been to the gyms and stuff, and I'm just like, I gotta like, it's a lot of energy too, you know, like for me, like, so is like boxing and stuff, but, that felt fun.
Yeah.
You know, but like jiu-jitsu training I'm sure like once you start to understand the algorithm and stuff like that and like get in the emotions, like all of a sudden all the bad stuff goes away because you're like having fun with it.
Right.
Totally. I'm right there with you.
And not getting bullied. I just feel like you're immediately going to get fungus toenails.
Yeah. That's what you think of?
Yeah.
That's funny, dude.
And then on top of it, like I just did it last night, and I'm like, you have to use your head. You have to use your head to like, you know, position, and your head's on their like chest, which is all sweaty. Like they have a sweaty t-shirt. You have a sweaty t-shirt.
I might have to get rid of the dreads for that.
Yeah. And at the end of it, I have this like T-shirt that's just like, I don't even know if that's my sweat. And like you're draining it out. It's like, is that?
That's funny, dude.
So yeah.
That's cool. I would stick with that though.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun with it. It makes me feel like more.
How old are you now?
27.
Oh, nice, dude. Hell yeah.
It just feels like I'm more of like, not like a masculine ego thing. It's just more of like, oh, if someone does come up behind me, yeah, in like a freaking, situation, I feel more prepared. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did want to ask a question. You don't have to answer it, but like, what was your like biggest brand deal that you were like, holy shit?
Probably Celsius was
Really?
like my biggest one, and then that hurt. That stung when it went away. There was like a Pepsi like did like a big buyout with Celsius, and like a lot of the marketing contacts and just the company changed. Like the whole like marketing initiatives changed, and like a lot of our contacts that we built relationships for 2 years with went away. And
Yeah. Do you mind sharing a number like north of something or south or?
it was like a 6-figure deal,
Wow.
like for the whole time.
The year
What?
for the year.
It was like a multi-year deal.
Wow,
But
that's
for
so
a year,
rad.
yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And then that went away, and
Why?
just because of Pepsi buyout.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, those come around, and we did a good job for them. And, but yeah.
So what does Pepsi do? They just look at the whole roster and they look at your analytics on like ROI basically?
Well, it
or?
was Celsius. It was before Pepsi bought them.
Right.
Yeah. So
when
Celsius
Pepsi
was putting a lot of money into influencer marketing at the time.
Right.
And,
But when Pepsi comes in, what is Pepsi looking at?
Oh, I just think that like when those acquisitions happen, like their whole like they kind of hit the dry erase board and start from scratch. Like, okay, what's working? How much money have we spent? I don't know what goes behind the scenes, but
Same thing happened with Hurley, kind of, right?
yeah, it's just like a whole different like. If it's a total like full acquisition, then yeah, it's like a whole brand new company from scratch. Now they're starting it from scratch. But that was a partial buyout. So I know some of the people still like at the company probably stayed that were in other positions, but yeah, it was like right when that happened. So I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but once my contract went up, like they didn't renew, and there was like a bunch of other influencers I know that didn't get renewals, and
Right.
so it just seemed like it was paralleled that.
And is it like super hard in that position where you have to start outreaching to companies when you lose
Dude,
that?
it's like a never-ending grind for sure. I mean, I was very fortunate to have that. It was at a good time too, because it kind of like supplemented when some other things went away. So I was able to make really good money for the first time ever. Really, like to have extra, you know.
That's right.
But yeah, nothing lasts, forever on that. And you always got to like grind and hustle and like be creative and understand like where the industry's kind of like changing and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm doing that right now.
Yeah.
Like ups and downs, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rad. I feel like your best ROI has been your dreads because it's the longest contract you've been.
Yeah. I mean,
20
$1 million
years.
bucks. If I can make $1 million bucks. What's that, like 20 years? Was that a $50,000 a year though? I mean, that's not that great. If I get is that it? So $50,000 a year. I mean, really, should be asking for more than $1 million bucks.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Should be like 500 a year.
Yeah. So yeah, if anybody out there wants to make some bitching content for their YouTube and invest, Mr. Beast would be the one, right?
Dude, seriously.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I should do a video calling out Mr. Beast, saying, "Dude, 20 years I've had these dreads. If you give me $1 million bucks, I'll cut them." See if he replies. It's worth a shot. Worth a shot.
It's a good chance.
I'll light him on fire, dude.
Tax free.
Yeah. So yeah, nothing else really. Marsh water, vitamin bar. We're got the surf series going. Hopefully, we got some episodes in a tank coming up soon.
Yeah, that's rad.
This season.
You got a cold plunge in Dana Point here.
Yeah, I mean, I sold that like a year and a half ago, so new ownership. And
is your face still on it?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I still stayed like involved in a very small amount, but
it's pretty hard to have a brick and mortar.
I still wanted to like see it be successful and promote it when I was in there, and yeah, that was a really cool time. That was a pure passion project.
Yeah, it's rad, and the trend was perfect timing, and
yeah, like I was just passionate about it. Yeah, and I was like, damn, there's like no studio like this anywhere, so. I didn't know, like, again, the first thing about doing that, but I was like, figure it out. And I kind of bootstrapped it, had some good connections in Dana that allowed, like, some cheap leasing just to kind of prototype it out.
Yeah.
And we ended up getting, like, really good foundation of members and stuff. And it was kind of just, like, really just kind of, like, paying for itself, I didn't, like, make a bunch of money when it was working, but
right.
I ended up selling it, so I made my money back and a little bit more than that. So, to me, that was a success. It was a big learning experience, and realized really quickly, like, getting into a brick and mortar business is not what I really want to do.
It's so hard.
Yeah,
it's still very popular, and
the place is great. It's awesome. Now they got all kinds of different stuff in there.
It was crazy. I went in there one time and. There's a guy in there for like 12 minutes. He was nuts. Like pretty big guy.
Yeah.
But I did 5 minutes and like
5 minutes is like I feel like all you need max.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, unless you do like the only time I was staying longer if it was like the 40, like the mid 40s one. But even that 5 minutes is fine.
Do you have something at your house that you use or?
Yeah, like a DIY freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
It's like a freezer, and you like put this stuff called like pond seal.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Yeah, and then you get like a little aquarium filter, and then you can like I like it. I actually like it more sometimes because you can put like Epsom salts in it, and you're not worried about messing up any pumps or anything.
Oh, okay.
The only downside is you got to change the water often.
So what I did was I just plugged the thing in, and then it freezes from the bottom.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was kind of budget, ice. Cold plunging at the time.
You unplugged it when you got in though, right?
Oh, I had to like time it before, so I had to let it melt. So there's just like this giant ice cube in there, and I like pulled it out and got in, and then I put it back in.
Put the ice in?
Yeah,
that's pretty funny, dude.
Yeah, so yeah, it was kind of funny.
You can get these little things on Amazon for pretty cheap. They're like an outlet, and it has a thermometer on it. And then when it gets to a certain temperature, it shuts the power off.
What would you recommend the temperature being?
Whatever you want. Below 50 for sure.
Yeah.
But I would say
thinking like 38, right?
38, yeah. 38 is great. It's just that's getting into like anything in the 30s is painful territory. But if you want to be able to just like kind of get in and not be like freaking balls to the wall every time, like I'd say like 43, 42 is really good.
Yeah.
Like 44 or 45 to like as like an entry point, get down to like 42, and then once you get to like the 38 degree, you can feel like it burns, man.
Yeah.
But also as you do it more, you like I noticed that like I want it colder because I want that shock every time.
Totally.
Yeah.
I've noticed that when you're in it and you just stay still, you almost have this like weird thin layer of like a heat shield almost if you don't move.
I've never looked at it, but you definitely build up a
well, not looked at it, but you feel it.
I was like, you can see
I don't
that,
have a superpower.
You might have some superpowers you don't know about. Yeah.
I just like feel it if I don't move, like nothing's like cold.
Yeah, that's why I think like 30, like 45 degrees in the ocean or like in a lake is way colder than like 38 in your plunge. Because like, one, there's like more mass around you that's like bearing down on you. And then two, you're like in that situation, you're moving around, water's moving around you. And it's just no thermal barrier.
100%. I've experienced the same thing. Like, why can't I like warm up in the ocean when it's super freezing versus like the cold plunge, basically?
Yeah, it's just like, it's almost like wind chill, but in the water.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
It was a great time. And
Hell yeah.
yeah, if you have any promotional stuff that you want to give out, go ahead.
Yeah, nothing really. Blenders. Hey, there we go.
Dude,
Blenders
yeah.
is one. Keen 20 for the 20% discount.
There you go.
But
yeah, dude.
yeah.
Stoked
If
to have
you're
you
in
on.
if you're in Georgia, South Carolina, be on the lookout for Marshwater or Tennessee.
Yeah,
Anywhere in Tennessee, we'll be in a lot of different places there. So
that's a wrap. Well, I appreciate
it's
it.
high tide somewhere, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
We gotta get a session in soon.
Let's do it. Come on the boat.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I didn't know you were Marshwater.
Huh?
I didn't know that was yours.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I started from scratch.
I feel like it's I see it. I like not see it, but like I see the branding and stuff.